We got to talk about this, so we might as well let it out. Last week was a fucking shocker to me. Last Tuesday, I was somewhere, and I'm driving home, and Dean Delray sends me a text. And I look at it, and it's R.I.P. Ozzy, and I go, I was like, what the fuck is that shit? And I pulled over on the 9, and I called him. I go, what are you talking about? And he goes, dude, Ozzy died. Can you believe that? 14 days after his show.
That's
and I'm
crazy.
like, I could see it happening. He waited, and, he yelled out, God bless him, whatever. And I get back, and I'm driving. And then I just started fucking hitting me, man. I'm like, what the fuck? How did Ozzy Osbourne die? And I'm sitting there, and I always had a fear as a kid. I go, I'm going to have a hard time when Ozzy dies, Charles Bronson. And the last one that's going to kill me is Julius Erving. That's the last guy that's going to go, But it didn't bother me for a little while. I was like, okay. And then I go, let me put on his first solo album. And holy fuck. I just started crying, man. I just started fucking bawling. Because I remember it was just a different time in my life. It wasn't a good time in my life. And I remember that it was all that was keeping me alive at that point, was that stupid music and the camaraderie we had from listening to it,
Yeah.
And those 2 albums after he put those out, those fucking, going to the Palladium and watching them at the 8:30 show. They did 2 shows and just the whole concert vibe back then. I was thinking about that. I think one time I went over there with Kurt to see AC/DC, and that's when he told me about the fence, that there was a fence behind the Palladium. And I'm now, you went back there and you picked it open and you went back there and there'd be like 60 people back there fucking selling coke, eating Quaaludes and shit. And I went back there. That's where we did coke before AC/DC. He's like, no, we can do coke back here. I go, where? Right behind the Palladium. There was a little fucking, you just picked up the fence. You went in there, and there was just fucking people everywhere drinking before concert. And it was very, yeah, it was a great fucking venue. I must have been like in 9th grade the first time I went there. No, yeah, 9th grade. Judas Priest, 1979, first time I went there. And I saw some fucking fantastic high level. I went to see Left Zeppelin on their first album open up for Judas Priest there. And that motherfucker came out with a motorcycle.
On stage?
Fuck yeah, from the back.
That's
from
badass.
the back of the Palladium. And you're like, what the fuck is going on here? Every time I went there, I had a good time. But it was just, he was such a part of that creepy childhood I had. He was such a part of because I love Black Sabbath. But then I went to see them, and I could tell when I left there that I wasn't going to see these guys again.
No?
Yeah, they were terrible that night. Van Halen opened up for them. It just wasn't, I don't know. Ozzy was great, Now I get when you guys go, you were great. Yeah, I liked Ozzy, but the sound was off. You could see the drummers snorting coke on the fucking drums. It was tremendous. I'm sitting there going, look at this motherfucker. In between songs, you put the drumsticks and poured fucking coke and snorted right off the drums. We're like, oh my God. And I'm like a freshman in high school. And I'm like, wow. And then they broke up. And that's what had you confused. There was no internet. There was no nothing. All you depended on was Cream magazine. That's it. Nobody remembers Cream magazine. And I still remember going on, playing hooky, doing acid and going on Kennedy Boulevard. And by Levy's across the street, they had a bookstore combination magazine place. And I went in there and I got the Cream, and they had a whole article that Black Sabbath had moved on without Ozzy. And I'm like, wow, it's fucking over. And then people were like, what happened to Ozzy? And all of a sudden, John Lennon got shot on a Monday night. And that Sunday, I didn't go up to Central Park. I opted the other way. I went to Bleecker Bob's in the Village, and I was just looking through the albums. And all of a sudden, I saw an Ozzy Osbourne album from England. It was 4 songs with Rudy on the cover. And I'm like, oh, shit. And I took that, and I stopped at a head shop. No, in the Village. In the Village. There was a head shop, and I brought the cocaine things. It was a wallet with a stone, with a bottle, with a razor blade, with a spoon, with a little fucking thing that you did with the spoon on top. I was fucking 16.
Jesus.
And the money, and here's the funny thing. I had just gotten money from that bank. I had $20,000. I had just gotten that Tuesday from a scam bank that we did. $20,000.
At
My
16.
mother had just died. I didn't even know what to do with the money. I put it in my sock drawer. And at night, I would just take like $50 out. I didn't even know 100. Tonight I'm going to go to Pizza Parlor. I'm going to be Johnny Goombats. I'll take 100 out. That lasted me like 3 months.
You spent $20,000 in 3 months?
Oh, like an animal. Snorting, buying clothes, eating dinners at that place on Tunley Avenue. It's like a stonemason. If on 50th and Tunley Avenue, there's a place that makes stone. They've been there since they made Jesus a stone. 2 doors down, Stancatos. Wasn't it that restaurant down there? Okay. You know which it's still something. It's a restaurant today. It's something else. But when we were kids, that was like a big mafia hangout. Like they didn't go up on this side. They would go on that side. There was a couple of little Italian restaurants. And every time you went in there, you see 8 old guys with cigars and shit. Like, oh, I know what time it is. They wouldn't eat on the Kennedy Boulevard ones. They eat on the Tunley Avenue ones. Pretty fucking interesting.